Hey team, it's Alan. Today I want to talk about something that's not really Gold Coast Dental related, but is actually very important for you. Lots of fraud attempts going on. And so what I wanted to do in this video is walk you through several of the different types of fraud attempts that we see. Some of these are attempts to gain access to the company's records, but a lot of them are actually intended to defraud you out of your money. And sadly, these attempts are getting better and better. It's no longer the email of the Nigerian prince that has recently inherited $10 trillion. It's very sophisticated now. It's people texting you. It's people actually physically calling you on the telephone, using names that are familiar to you. They're staff members of ours that lose money. And we're not talking about small amounts of money. This is thousands of dollars. So what I want to do is I went through my last few days of emails and found lots of different types of fraud attempts. I want to share those with you. And then I want to talk you through some of the types of texts and phone calls that you might be receiving as well. So let's start out with the email attempts. The original email was to Karen, our payroll clerk. It says, "Hi Karen, I need to modify my direct deposit information to be effective for the next pay date. What details do you need so that you can help me change it? Best regards," and then a name of an employee. And then they actually sent us new banking information for this person. But because we've seen this so many times now, we know we will reach out to the individual and say, "Hey, did you request this?" And then the person comes back and says, "Absolutely not, it wasn't me." And they are trying to get us to direct deposit your money into some account that they have access to. So if you put in a request to change your banking information with us, believe me, we are going to double and triple check to make sure that it is really you, because we get these fraud attempts frequently. Next one. So here is express delivery suspended. Please respond. They've been trying to reach me. My reward is waiting. They've seen my loyalty and now it's time to give me thanks. This is a fraud attempt. So if I go in to schedule my delivery, if I click on confirm, it's going to take me to a website that they've designed to get information from me that they can use to then defraud me. So it might be that I need to enter my billing information in order to pay for the package to be delivered. They say, "Give me your information. We're going to charge this small amount as a delivery fee." And when I enter that, they then charge a large amount, and there is no package. Urgent attention. My email address, alan@goldcoastdental.com, is I'm not getting messages, and so I need to reload the SSL manually, or enable the SSL port reload automatically or whatever, and it looks like a very official message from this company that we use, and it's not. If I click on either of these links, they're going to try to get me to enter some information, a username and password information, so that they have access to a system that they should not have access to. Once they have access to it, they will actually take over. They would then steal all of our website domains. If they do that, then they would ransom them back to me. They'd say, "Hey, listen, you need to pay us $10,000 or all your websites are gone." It looks like it's coming from goldcoastdental.com. But when I click on it, when I look at this, it tells me, oh, it's support at sv343.xserver.jp. I mean, like some random thing here. If this really was coming from Ionos, the name of the company, I would expect it to say something like support at ionos.com or something along those lines. So you take a look, you suspect something is not correct, always take a look at the email address that it's coming from. And sometimes you have to click on it, right? And they can name it whatever they want. They can make it look like it's coming from Alan or look like it's coming from somebody else. But the way email works is it will show you the actual email address that it's coming from. Very important that you do that. Next, check out my sexy pics to, we ran the payment here attached as your invoice, or, "Hey, we're about to bill your credit card. Please click this link to make sure that it is, please see attached to make sure that the charges are correct." The attachment itself is an HTML document, or worse, an SHTML document. Pretty much any time you see an SHTML document that somebody's trying to get you to click on, do not click on it. They're going to take you to a website to try to extract information from you. My rule is I will never open an SHTML document. And to be honest with you, I will never open an HTML document, even if it looks like it's coming from somebody that I know. In this case, again, it says Hotmail fax message, like it's coming from Hotmail. But really it's coming from George at rpmsouthfv, whatever this is, .com. Okay, so this is another very common one. Next, it says PayPal debit. You authorized a payment of $1,500 to this particular person for this laptop. you haven't entered any instructions, like please take care of this. If you haven't made this, please call us at this number to report and block this transaction. Well, of course we haven't made this transaction. I also see this one a lot of times with Geek Squad. So it's like, hey, you've got this Geek Squad bill coming up. So please call us at this number to block the transaction. If I were to dial this phone number, I would talk to somebody who would, don't worry, sir, we're going to get this taken care of for you. Not a problem. Oh, it looks, we just need to get this information from you in order to cancel this account, to be able to reverse this transaction. All these, they're trying to get my account information from me, my bank account information specifically in this case. In this case, it's PayPal debit. So they're either going to try to get my debit card information and or my PayPal account information. This was a staff member basically saying, hey, do I need to call this and handle this? And I'm like, nope, it's a fraud attempt, ignore it. Maybe we saved the best for last. Yes, love this one. So this was the original message. It came from Alan Boval. That's me. Again, I have it expanded here, but normally it would just show my name. You would have to click on it to see. Actually, it comes from email at ssl-contractworkspace.com. That's not my email. My email was always going to have my name in it, either Alan at Gold Coast Dental or alanboval at hotmail.com. It was sent to Karen, right? And it says, can you handle this right away? Payment has to be made via ACH. Red flag, red flag. And I'll talk about this in a minute. But it's going to somebody who can pay bills. Looks like it's coming from me saying, can you handle this right away? And again, payment has to be made via ACH. And again, this is just complete and total fraud. It doesn't make, this is not me obviously sending this email. We get these, every month we'll get a couple of these that look like they're coming from me to somebody at the company saying, hey, this is Alan, I need you to handle this right away, or bad stuff will happen. The lights will go off, down, or whatever it is. I need you to take care of this right away for me. And then what they're trying to get you to do is to make some sort of a payment. There's other types of fraud that we get through email, but I think this covers most of the basic kind of modern ones. They're getting very, very sophisticated. They're using people's names that you know. They're going after direct deposits. They're saying, hey, this is Alan, and I need you to do something for me urgently. Okay. I'm going to generalize some of this stuff now and talk about text and actual physical phone calls. So in general, there's a few things to keep in mind. Alan, I certainly am never going to call you, text you, or email you to pay something urgently under any circumstances. Or if I needed to do it urgently, I'm on my phone or my computer, I could just handle it myself. So I will never do that. I will never call, text, or email you for you to do something on the computer urgently, like basically they're trying to get you to run some sort of a virus. If I were to do that, I would call you directly. You'll know it's me because we'll be having a conversation and it'll come from my personal cell phone. Second thing, and this is kind of an overall thing. If you make a payment with a credit card and it turns out to be fraudulent, you're able to get the money back. The bad guys know this. And so what they'll do is they're going to come up with any excuse that they can to get a payment that is not with a credit card. So anytime anyone asks me for any sort of a payment that I am not able to make with a credit card, red flags are going off all over the place, like crazy. If I have to do an ACH, if I have to do a wire transfer, if I have to go to Western Union, if I have to go down to Walmart and buy a bunch of iTunes gift cards and scratch off the back and take a picture and send it in, and yes, that's real, and yes, we've had people do it. All of those, it's like a 99.9% chance that is a fraud attempt. Anyone that will not take a credit card, I'm not buying it. I do not believe it. I'm out. Like, I need to make 100% for sure that it is valid before I will make that payment. And I certainly am not going to do anything instantly. I'm definitely not going to do it fast. What links you click that come from text from people that you don't know. Obviously, I think everybody is aware of that one at this point. The other one are the texts that are pretending to come from, say, me to you, saying, hey, I need to get some sort of account information from you. My general thing on text, and this is true for emails as well, is I won't reply to them. What I'll do is I'll go online and I'll go where I normally go to my bank, and I'll find the phone number there. And that's the number that I'll dial. So if I'm a Wells Fargo customer, for example, I'll go to wellsfargo.com and I'll find the phone number there. And I'll call that number to confirm that what they're saying is that my account really was hacked and I need to re-enter my password or whatever it is, right? And again, 99 times out of 100, I'll call the real number and they'll go, no, your account's fine. Everything is good. Fraud attempt. So anything where you're unsure about it, go to the source to get the phone number or the email address. Don't reply directly to or call the number that this person has given you. Go directly to the source. Second thing is, don't do anything that you can't do on a credit card. No sort of payment that you can't do on a credit card, right? Again, credit card, if they trick you on your credit card, you can get your money back. They lose the money. They know this. That's why they fight with everything they can to make it so that, oh, it has to be done today. And it's after 5 p.m., so the credit card machine terminal has already processed for the day. Third thing is actual physical phone call. So this is like the phone rings either in the office or on your personal cell phone. You pick it up, and there's a human being there talking to you, right? Because people don't use the cell or phones very much anymore. This is like there's added pressure. An email or a text you could kind of like ignore a little bit, but somebody's on the phone. It's like there's pressure. It's like, hey, listen, so here's some common ones. Hey, I'm calling from Edison and we're about to shut your power off. I wanted to give you a last minute, call. We've been trying to reach you, but it goes off at 5 p.m. tonight if we haven't received payment. And you go, oh my goodness. Oh, no. I don't want the power to go off. This could be at your home or it could be at work. Do you take credit cards? Normally we would take credit cards, but because this is a last minute thing, we're going to need you to basically wire the money over, get a Western Union money order to send over to get this handled because it's last minute. Fraud. Get this all the time. It's fraud. Of course, Edison is going to take your credit card. If you have any questions, like if you're like, oh my God, this might be real, it might be fake, reach out to me. Like I'll help you. Because I see these things all the time. I'm very familiar with them. Another one is we've had a phone call from people and they're like, hey, we're from Microsoft and we need you to go on your. Alan said to call you so that you could run an upgrade on the computer to get it to work. No, Alan didn't. Alan never will. That's just not the way I do business. They're trying to get you to run a program that gives them access to the computer so they can put ransomware on it, lock us out of the computer, and then we have to pay them in order to get our computers back up and running. On phone calls that have gotten people, I have hacked your phone and I have all of your photos, or I have hacked your phone and because I hacked your phone, I was able to access your friends' phones and I was able to steal or get access to all of their photos. And you need to pay me unless you want me to release these photos out into the wild. No, right? Unless you've been on your phone, like clicking links that that have random people have been sending you, they don't want all of their photos shared with all of their contacts. I'll put it like that. Just turn your phone off and then contact somebody that you trust in order to take care of it. You can go to the iPhone store. You can come to me. You can, if you got a buddy that's really good at tech that can pat you on the shoulder and say, no, it's going to be all right. Then just take a look at your phone, make sure there's nothing funky is going on, then do that. But do not impulsively go, oh my gosh, I have to immediately send this person some money. Do not do it. Do not do it. It was a complete waste of your money and time. I've never, in all of the attempts that I've seen anybody successfully hack a cell phone and then request money from it. Never. Not that it never happens. If you're clicking on links that you shouldn't be, it can happen. But I've never seen it happen through the wireless or by somebody that's actually being any sort of careful on their phone. Right? They can't get to you through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those things just because you're playing around on those. Again, unless you're clicking on some very specific link that you shouldn't be clicking on and giving people access to your phone. So just please be careful. Look out for the red flags. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or go to the Apple Store, places like that, and we can help you out. Thank you very much.